tell us a little about yourself and what motivated you to run for office?
Well, I am Fred DeMoro. I'm Lee Summit City Council, coming up on 3 years. There are a lot of projects that I've been involved with throughout my 3 years, and then the Planning Commission and Charter Review Commission periods before that. But recently we have got word from the PRI properties that they're going to release 4,000 acres. We've got some stormwater issues that I've sort of been a leader on. So to continue my service and continue the good work that the council has done, as me a part of the council, I think is very important. I think continuity, there is a learning curve to the city council job. And I think anybody that has been on the city council can attest that you're not effective right away. It takes time. It takes a lot of experience to see the ebb and flow. But I want to continue my service. I want to continue to make Lee Summit a great place to live, work, and play.
Okay. How will you balance serving your district with serving our city?
Oh, that's an easy one because of course, District 4, as I represent, is part of the city. And a lot of the problems we have locally in District 4 are the city problems, just magnified over the other 3 districts. So I do talk to a lot of constituents that have issues. I meet with them, and it's an easy play because, like I said, if one of my constituents has a problem, it's probably a problem that has been someplace else. So then you gather and you say, okay, now this problem is getting larger. We need to do something, or we need to do something better.
Okay. City charter clearly defines the relationship between city council and city staff. Please describe how you envision your working relationship with city staff.
City staff is excellent. We are very lucky in this city that we have a great professional city staff, well-versed in their duties, and I can't think of a situation that a city council member would not depend on the excellent work of a city staff member. So I have an excellent relationship with everybody.
Okay. What do you consider major challenges and priorities for Lee Summit, and how will you address?
Probably the number one issue, like I said before, is the stormwater issue. We've got problems that are exponential with every spring rain, and it's basically the Corps of Engineers redrew the floodplain map. And a lot of people in our city are in the floodplain, that some of them probably don't even know it. But with that, we've got drainage problems through some of the tributaries that flow through Lee Summit that flow into the other main tributaries of the Missouri River. All that backs up. We need to have a stormwater plan. I think that's the major issue we have in this city right now.
Okay. Do you believe economic development should be a primary focus of city council? Why or why not?
Yeah, it should be a focus. I don't know if primary focus, because right now we're still very attractive, and we, as a city council, we don't have to go out and shake the bushes, so to speak. We get a lot of economic development that comes our way. It's our job to welcome everybody and to find out what their needs are and fulfill their needs to make it a working partnership, you might say. Anything that's good for the city has to be good for them to come.
Okay. Does the current economic development incentive policy provide appropriate tools for sustainable economic growth?
Yes. We have very good economic development tools and incentive policies. Where we may go awry is when something happens during that development that they have to come back and ask for an adjustment. And we've been very generous, not generous, but we've been very easy to work with on that, because things happen. You know, you never know.
Okay. When would economic incentives and enhancements be appropriate?
They're appropriate when the need is the but-for test is recognized and met, and we go through a very strenuous study when somebody asks for an incentive, and the but-for test is but-for. If it wasn't approved, what would happen? And I think our economic incentive packages and operations are on par, are very good.
Okay. How does Lee Summit continue to be the place to live, work, and play?
I'm sorry, would you repeat
How
that?
does Lee Summit continue to become the place to live, work, and play?
Well, we have great housing choices. We have great park system. I think probably the best park system that I've ever seen. We have a great transportation system, and I think that we are very lucky that we attract the wonderful people that want to move into our city because of our amenities and the people. I don't want to leave out the people. We have very kind people in Lee Summit.
Okay. Cooperation, diplomacy, and mutual respect are necessary to ensure the appropriate process established by our charter and existing ordinances. What leadership experience do you have that has helped you prepare for the level of professionalism required of council members?
Leadership skills would number one would be the city council, and the predecessor being on the planning commission that was the predecessor to being on the city council. Charter Review Commission. I'm a member of several committees and organizations that foster growth through the city and sort of a sounding wall. You hear things, you go to enough presentations about cities, be it the streamways, stream bank erosion, infrastructure, that you get a feel of what other cities are doing, what works, what doesn't. So that I would put that as a leadership skill, because you have to learn. You have to constantly learn and apply what you've learned to your city.
Okay. What is Lee Summit's role in supporting and contributing to the cultural arts?
We have a cultural arts. Actually, cultural arts is part of the city. We have a cultural arts manager. We have a cultural arts committee. On top of that, though, we are going to be looking at how we can strengthen that. We do have arts festivals and things like that that foster the arts. But I think the city, as a city, we're going to take a lead and try to strengthen that and possibly make Lee Summit a destination city for art and art lovers.
Okay. How does Lee Summit maintain and continue to improve its remarkable amenities such as parks, cultural arts, and wide variety of entertainment options?
We can maintain them by the actual parks tax, and I've never met anyone that doesn't support that tax. That because you can walk out, even in the wintertime, you can walk out to the parks and see where your tax money has gone, and the improvements and the constant, not only new stuff, but the constant improvements to the existing facilities.
Okay. Please explain your understanding of workforce development and how we best leverage.
Workforce development is simply stated where the income level to move into our city is matched by the housing that you can buy. Workforce housing is a term that some people confuse with low-income housing, you might say, but workforce housing is based on your adjusted gross income. That tells you what you can afford as far as a mortgage and all your other obligations. But that also enables you to translate that into a house in Lee Summit that you can afford. And a lot of cities are moving towards having a workforce housing agenda. And like I said, it's not low income. It's very, well, some of it can be very high income depending on your adjusted gross income.
What is your vision for the Lee Summit Airport?
Growth. Growth. As many of you know, we did open and I think it was 2 years ago, 5,501 foot runway, which enabled business jets, large business jets, to land, refuel, and fly to either coast, where that wasn't the case because they couldn't take off. The runway was too short. So right now, we are in the process of new hangars and updating the facilities we have there now. But I look for great growth. We have a great airport administrator that, if you talk to him any day, it's growth. He wants growth.
Okay. What would you most like to accomplish during your term?
To keep growing, keep maintaining and working on the projects that have started during my tenure, and then introduce initiatives that are also beneficial to the city in long term. I want to leave the city better than I found it, whenever that is. 4 years, 8 years, 20 years, I don't know.
Okay. What is your long-term vision for Lee Summit?
Long-term vision would be, I want it to remain great. I want to be a part of that greatness and make that greatness happen as well as everybody else that contributes to our greatness. I mean, we have many facets, many contributors. I want it to continue to be great. Great place to live, work, and play.